If you're going through this right now, listen. Today's video is going to be very raw and difficult for me to record, if I'm being honest. But I woke up with a sense of duty to record it. And the video is going to be on how to move on after a breakup, after a loss of a loved one. And the reason I decided to record it is because if I can help someone right now, at least one person watching this can get some sort of relief and the direction of where to go after a breakup. I just want to share my knowledge and my story. The reason I was hesitating on recording this video is because I'm still going through this process myself, and it's been around 2 months since the breakup. So it's still raw and real for me. As a 27-year-old, I've been through several heartbreaks in the past, and before I was coping with them a lot worse than right now. I feel like this is the healthiest I've ever dealt with a breakup, and probably that explains the reason why it's also going more faster. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and let's try to stick till the end because it's going to be an important one. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I've been dealing with this and my story step by step. Most of you that don't know me, my name is Anastasia and I'm a J-Shady certified life coach and the creator of Unique Method. On this channel we talk about healing, spirituality, life transformations, and I share my personal knowledge and everything that I've learned during my training and practice with clients. So let's start with saying that breakups suck. It's like a mini death. And the process of moving on from a breakup is very similar to grieving process of losing someone you love. Let's be honest, it can never be easy. It's difficult. But if you deal with it in a certain way, you can make sure that you get enough support and that you know what kind of steps to expect. So at least you're prepared. I remember the last night before the breakup. I already knew that it was happening and it was coming, but I remember I was sleeping in my bed and I was not sleeping in my bed. I was laying in bed all night and I was just feeling like my whole body was just shutting down. I was in so much pain. I was in so much fear. And in the morning when it was time to pack my stuff and to say the last goodbye words, I felt like I just couldn't do it. It was very difficult. I did find the strength and I pulled myself together and I left, and that inspired the video on walking away that I recently recorded. So if you're interested to know how to prepare yourself for that kind of decision, then watch another video. It will be shown in the recommended. But anyways, that day I knew that it was over and I prepared myself knowing that there is no going back. There is no way of denying it. It's just how it is. And when love ends, it hurts so much. First week I was in Tulum, Mexico, all by myself. I found a new place to live, and I remember I was just sitting in my room and I was just crying my eyes out, and I was so anxious. I was unable to eat. In the first month after the breakup, I lost a lot of weight and I was just simply unable to eat. I was very anxious and I just allowed myself to sit in my feelings and to experience the whole spectrum. Because what I've learned as part of my training and as part of my healing journey is if you try to avoid your feelings, if you try to tone them down, distract yourself from them, it's just gonna take you longer. You might push that pain down there in your system, but it's gonna stay. Like, the best way out is the way through. So I was literally crying. I was taking myself on walks. I was trying to take care of myself in the best way possible. And it was difficult because I was in a foreign country all alone without any family or friends. And I was just trying to be the protector for myself and the caretaker. So I would take myself on walks. I would try to make sure that I get some sleep. I had to use a bit of like sleeping pills as an aid to fall asleep. I was meditating every day, and I was listening to sad songs. I was allowing myself to really grieve and to be sad without making any excuses for myself, without trying to tell myself any positive reassurance, because at that time, at that stage, I didn't need that. Like, I knew that I would be okay long term, but letting go of love, letting go of someone that you love is difficult. So yeah, that's the first thing that I did, just sitting in my feelings. And then I went on the beach and I did this ritual of saying goodbye, because unfortunately the conversation between me and the person didn't go very well. I was unable to express everything that I had on my chest and to actually thank him and to end things peacefully and well. So I did that by myself. I went to the beach and I tried to have a conversation with his higher self and to thank him for the experience that we've been on, to all the memories that we've shared, to all the amazing stuff, for all the tough lessons that happened, because I've learned so much about myself and about like relationships and about love and about life during this journey that we've shared. So I sat down and I really, despite all the hurtful feelings and all the anger that I was also feeling by the end of the relationship, I really tried to thank the person for everything and let them go in peace. That practice set me free, and maybe I will record a meditation of cutting cords and having this gratitude moment. I might post this later on YouTube, we'll see. But I did that little practice, and then I went back to my home country. I planned a trip to visit my family because I knew that I needed them to recover, and I entered my recovery stage. And my recovery stage was very simple. I was trying to do minimal work. I was still working my full-time job, but I let the people know at work that I'm going through this period, and they were very understanding. I was just trying to take care of my sleep, to take care of my well-being. I was going on very, very long walks, just contemplating life and everything. And that was a very healing moment. It was beautiful. I spent lots of time with my family, but I also spent lots of time on my own, just processing all the feelings, everything that happened. I also journaled a lot during that stage. I wrote down everything that went wrong in the relationship, all the early red flags that I saw and that I ignored, and essentially just recollected the whole history of how it started, how it was going, how it ended, why it ended. I needed to get that understanding, and I needed to get that out of my system. So I did a lot of this like investigative work and just connecting the dots. It was difficult sometimes to go back. I was also looking at old pictures, but I gave myself a fixed time to do that, because then I knew that at a later stage I would have to stop myself from doing that. One important caveat that I need to notice and I need to recommend to you is I cut all communication with my ex-boyfriend the moment when we broke up, and that was necessary. That is something that I had never done before, but I knew that if we continued talking, none of us would be able to move on. It would be dragging, and unfortunately the dynamic of our relationship was very negative by the end of it. So I knew that I need to protect myself from any intervention. So I blocked him everywhere, and I started releasing our shared past. I erased our pictures. From my social media, I disconnected from people who were in his close circle. And I fully accepted that this is how things are, and this is how they will be from now on. After I started letting go of everything, so first I felt all my feelings, second I made sense of everything that happened, third I let go of the past. The fourth step is the most important one. I started thinking about myself. So when you're going through a breakup and you need to move on, you really need to start shifting the focus from the person onto you. Because even if you start reminiscing on all the pain that this person brought to you, or on their good qualities or on the bad qualities or on your shared past, you are getting stuck in the past. And this is the mistake that I did with my previous relationship. When I was engaged, I was stuck in the past for 2 years after the breakup. Like, I was really unable to move on, and I kept getting back mentally in that time. This time I didn't make that mistake. This time I decided that it's time to focus on me. So I sat down and I made a 10 pages, like A4 pages, huge pages, plan on how I'm gonna be moving forward in life, what resources I currently have, what dreams do I have, what are the things that bring me joy, what are the people that I want to surround myself with, what qualities do I like in myself, what things I want to work on. And I had a cheat sheet because I'm a coach and I have all the mental frameworks on how to do this, how to walk someone through that process. So it was a little bit of self-coaching that I did on myself. I'm actually planning on releasing a course or a checklist and sharing that with the world. So if you're interested and you would like to see something like this in the future, then let me know in the comments below, and I would definitely consider that more seriously. But I made that plan for myself, and I just started thinking about my future, about how I want my life to become. Because even though breakups are horrible, and like I said, they kind of feel like a mini death, it's also a beautiful time for you to reinvent yourself, for you to start over again, to have a clean slate. And that's what I did. I started focusing back on myself and bringing back my energy. And I think after 1 month, I started feeling a little bit better. I was getting more positive. I was feeling like at peace with myself. Even though I'm still going through all these emotions, I am recovering. Another tip that I have for you is to not be afraid of emotions coming back and resurfacing, and just knowing how to deal with them. For example, one of the emotions that came after deep sadness was anger. So anger came when I realized everything that went wrong in that relationship and how I felt that my boundaries were violated, how I felt that I was not treated the way I wanted to be. And that anger came as a reaction to those events. I'm usually not like a very aggressive person, and most of my life I've been struggling with anger. I was like, okay, what do we do with anger? And I did something amazing. I might post clips later, but my friend took me to a rage room, and it's basically a destroy room where you pay for like 1 hour or 30 minutes, and they give you all sorts of weapons like hammers, boxing gloves, things like that, like a baseball bat. And you enter the room where there is furniture, where there is glassware and all sorts of things that you can break. and you just break them, you just destroy them, and at the same time there is like hardcore rock playing in the background and this like music, and you're just like ah. And this was one of the most fun experiences of my life. I've never connected with my anger on such a deep and at the same time healthy way, but I was just crushing things, literally. I was just screaming, I was swearing, I was yelling, and I let all the anger that I was feeling just get out and release it. After that experience, I felt such a big relief. Like, I was just like, wow, like that was intense. That was very intense. But it helped me in so many ways because I didn't want to dwell on those feelings. I didn't want to end up hating the person. I just wanted to move on, and I wanted to let go and leave everything in the past. But that's not to say that things from the first kind of like stages of your healing journey of moving on won't resurface. Because right now, like on month 2, sometimes my day might be going really well and everything is fine, but then I'm just sitting and I'm feeling all those feelings just resurfacing. Tip here is to just accept that as part of the process and let those feelings take you. Let those feelings emerge and let them out. It's okay. The fact that you're feeling is just means that you are in touch with yourself, and it's much better than just feeling frozen and being disconnected from your heart. I'm sorry if you're going through this, but you have to go through this if you want to heal. There comes a stage which is the one that I'm currently in, and it's the best one so far, and I'm seeing deep transformation happening, and I'm honestly falling in love with the person that I'm becoming. This stage is called redefining yourself. And my tip might sound weird, but that's the biggest advice that I can give you. You're struggling to move on from someone and you just can't get them out of your head. You need to move on not from them, but you need to move on from the version of you that was with them. You need to understand what kind of person you were in the moment when you fell in love with them. What unhealed deep wounds did they trigger in you, and did they leave you with? And bring all of your attention, all of your love, everything that you have in there. Because once you start healing those wounds, you're not just gonna move on from them, you're gonna shift into a completely new personality. And this is what's happening to me now. It was a little bit difficult, but now that I'm looking even at the pictures of myself a few months ago, I'm not even saying like myself when we first met. Like it felt like I was a completely different person. I was a lot more naive. I was cute, but I was way too soft. And right now, I'm not saying that my heart became like a rock, not at all. But I'm really learning how to step into my power and how to not let anyone walk all over me, which is the biggest lesson of my life, one of the biggest ones. Think about the new version of you, the version of you that is free from the past, that is free from moments when you felt that someone else held power over you, because nobody can control us unless we let them. So it's about your life and it's about your time to realize that you have the control, you have the remote, and you are able to do whatever you want in your life and to become whoever you want with your life. Journaling comes in very handy. Also meditation coupled with visualization. And ask yourself a question of who do you want to become now that you are by yourself? And then come up with a plan on how to become that person. Do you want to get in a better shape? Do you want to focus more on your career? Have you abandoned your hobbies? Do you want to work on your social skills and on your social life? What is it that you want? What were your dreams before the relationship and what are they now? At this stage, I also recommend you to start trying new things that you haven't done in the past. So it might be new hobbies, it might be new practices, going to new places. You need novelty for you to start creating that new future for yourself, the future that is just for you. So planning a few exciting trips to new countries in December. And I decided that on New Year's Eve, I'm doing something that I've never done before. Going to a new country by myself, and I sign up for a very exciting tour. It's my dream destination. I will reveal it later, but now I'm just using this as an example of something that I did for myself as a celebration of my new beginning, because this is something that I want. I want to live a fulfilling, beautiful life, full of adventures, full of fun, and I'm ready to build it. I am ready to commit to it. I also focus again a lot more on my career right now. It's funny, but after the breakup, I got a salary raise at my job, and I got like some extra income coming, and I also had more time to just focus on my coaching practice, plus now the YouTube. This is a beautiful outlet that I have for me to share my experiences and to document my journey. So many things can get started after your breakup. Not immediate, and that you give yourself time, as much time as you want. I think 1 month is kind of fast. I'm a little bit surprised by the timeline myself, but just go with the flow. Just go with your feelings. And again, if you feel like you need to slow down at any point, it's fine. Take a break, get yourself enough rest, and just be gentle with yourself, because in this moment you require a lot of care and compassion and love. My biggest tip as well, which kind of goes without saying, but I feel like maybe somebody needs to hear this. Don't try to move on by drinking your feelings away, by sleeping with random people, or jumping into like some crazy new relationships or things like that. I mean, I don't even want to mention this because I feel like the audience of this channel is not about that. But this is not me judging you if you have been engaging in this kind of activities. But it's just quite obvious for me now that this is not how you move on, not in a healthy way. This is what's gonna keep you stuck, and this is what's gonna keep you distracted in a bad negative way. I hope this video gives you some motivation and some useful techniques on how to move forward after the breakup. It's a journey, it's inevitable. It's a hard one, but it's a necessary one, and it brings beautiful, beautiful transformations. It's just about how you use this time. If you use this time to destroy yourself, to self-sabotage, or if you use this time to really look inwards and heal, because that's an opportunity that you're given. And if you're still in the relationship and you don't know whether or not you should finish it, it's for you to decide. But again, the biggest question that made me make up my mind was, how much more pain am I willing to endure? And am I going to go through short-term pain of moving on and going through the breakup, or am I going to be hurting every day by staying? So that's for you to think about. I'm gonna leave you with that thought. And if you're out of the relationship, whether someone broke up with you or you had to make the decision to leave, I'm sending you lots of love and strength. We are on this journey together. Please share in the comments what resonated with you from the video. I would love to hear your stories, and I'm definitely going to share more tips on this subject as I am moving on with my life. So we're in this together, and I hope you appreciate my honesty, because I feel like I've never been so raw and real on the internet, but that's what feels the most natural to me at the moment, and I'm doing that for you. So hopefully it resonates. Have a beautiful, lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!